Hello again, we're back, and today is Tuesday. It's Pancake Tuesday to be precise, so I just had a lot of pancakes for dinner, which is exciting. But this is quite a late one because a few things come up today. A bit under the weather, but we got the work done we wanted to during the day, and yeah, I think the main thing I wanted to go into today is just. I suppose I'll speak to this quickly. The reality of running your own business is that I think this is going to happen. What this is a day that unexpectedly you're just not in a place to perform. Feeling unwell, something comes up, you have to stop working, you have to prioritize other things, and when you do that, there's nobody there to pick up the pieces or to keep doing the stuff that you've been working on. So it can be challenging. All it means is I'll just do a bit more work tonight, same thing tomorrow night, and it'll be fine. But it's, like anything else, it's just one of those things that I suppose you have to learn to deal with and accept. And I remember I did a video a few weeks ago about flexibility as a business owner and how it's great. It's one of the top things that I love about this is that I can step away when I want or need to, and in this case I needed to step away due to health basically of me and family. So anyhow, bit of work tonight, 2 online client sessions today. I loved how they went, honestly. I think the structure to them was good. The online sessions and in-person sessions don't differ tremendously in terms of the content. They do differ a little bit at times in terms of how they flow. What I like to do, I can't show to you because the camera's sitting on top of it, but I use an iPad and I more or less share. I use an app called Miro, I don't know which one it is, but I use that as a whiteboard for these sessions. So in a similar fashion to how I would do it if I was in person with someone, we'd get a whiteboard or paper, etc. up on a wall, and we'd sketch things out and talk through things, and I suppose I'd try my best to draw or illustrate certain things, and you could do it that way online too. So it works the same way, which is great. Is there any real downside to the online sessions? No, not really. I mean, they do tend to be a bit more efficient. I've mentioned this, the pace of those sessions, it's about what? I would say for every hour, it can be somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes quicker. I think you just tend to talk in general a bit less about things. Maybe conversations don't go off in as many tangents. I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe that's just a notion or a thought I have. But ultimately you get through the same work, and that's why I don't have any concern about doing them in person or online. I know they're both valuable, but that was the focus for today. The other thing, and the main other thing today and tomorrow, was pipeline then. So chipping away at the actions in relation to the pipeline. I mentioned about a week or two ago that I had mapped out about 15 actions I wanted to take. I'm about halfway through those now. I'll do about an hour, 3 or 4 tonight, and then I'll wrap it up tomorrow. All that means is that I feel like I've put my best foot forward to try and help these people. Like, I'm not just following up with someone saying, hello, what do you think? Any ideas, or how do you feel about that proposal? I'm trying my best where I can to say, look, did this with a client recently, and it'll be something that genuinely made me think of that prospect, and I'll send them maybe a short loom or a link to something that I thought might be of value to them. So that's what I'll be doing tonight. And it's what would I say? I think from my perspective, I mentioned it to a client today as well, this is like the always on sales or the always on business development hat or mindset that you really need to have when you're on your own, or even when you've got a small agency. So you don't really have the luxury of being able to turn on and off your sales tap. In fact, I don't really think it's a good idea to turn it off entirely, no matter what your business is. But at the same time, I respect that as you're growing, things break. You might need to press pause for a month or something to prioritize, other things. In my case, it's been on now for 8 or 9 months, and honestly, in the last month, as I've brought up a few times recently, the volume of messages and inquiries is on the rise, which is brilliant. I'm not doing anything different in terms of my service. It's now just more people are aware of maybe the value I can bring, or have seen some of my content, and I suppose maybe see a way that they can at least have a conversation with me. Because again, that's the reality of this. Like, I don't expect someone to reach out to me tomorrow and say, look, I read 2 of your LinkedIn posts. I think you're going to transform my agency. It's not going to work like that. It doesn't work like that for any agency or any business. There's some people I follow. I saw a couple of fantastic posts today about LinkedIn ads specifically, and LinkedIn strategy rather. And yeah, they're phenomenal, but it still doesn't necessarily make me want to reach out to that person and say, you've transformed my business, or I think you can do that for my business over the coming year. I want to work with you. You still have to layer on more and more over time. So yeah, that's really what's coming up today. And as I say, yeah, I'm going to be quite happy to get through the actions today. This is a 4 or 5 out of 10 day. These happen. As I alluded to before, what was the key thing for today? Client sessions, pipeline stuff will be done. Client sessions went well. See how I feel tomorrow, hopefully a bit better. And if we're feeling similar, again, we'll just keep it really simple. Last thing I want to be doing whenever I'm not feeling 100% is adding tasks to a list. I just don't think that's going to do me any good towards the end of the week, or next week, because it'll just put me under a lot of pressure, probably a lot more strain, whereas my body just needs to recover for the next 24 hours basically. So yeah, that's what's going on. I don't think I have too much else to share today. Probably a shorter one, in fairness, but you could probably respect why. Looking at the calendar, not really too much else coming up. Anything else of interest in my day? I don't really believe so, truthfully. That's it. I'm done. I'm finito. Okie doke. Well, tomorrow will be we'll see how we get on tomorrow. No pancakes tomorrow. Had lots of pancakes tonight and I was very happy about it, but that's a one day in the year special. So anyway, we'll see what tomorrow brings.